Gratitude sums up my attitude. I'm thankful today that it's sunny. We don't often get that in Scotland. I'm thankful today that I'm at my favourite spot by the sea. This is about 5 minutes from my house, 5-minute walk. It's really lovely. I'm thankful to be catching some rays today. It's beautiful. Maybe see it in the screen behind me, that big fireball in the sky that we never get to see here. There's another thing I'm thankful for, I'll show you in a wee second. This is a Scottish delicacy. The square sausage and black pudding with brown sauce on a white buttered roll. All these things today I'm so thankful for. What I'm not so thankful for is YouTube throttling my content. God knows what they're smoking, but they are full of garbage. Since about Sunday I've been suffering from a bit of a cold. You can maybe see it around my nose and it's all a bit red. I've been sneezing quite severely and not really coughing and spluttering, but I've been sneezing, my nose has been irritated. I seem to have picked something up over the weekend, probably when I was at my son's football match on Sunday. I just wanted to say thank you for the 2,500 subscribers who have backed me so far on this channel. The attitude is gratitude, so thank you very much. It means a lot. It means a lot. It just helps keep you motivated to keep producing content, and for me to spend some money on my setup, because I'm not going to be doing that for no reason. It would feel a bit pointless when there's probably better things the money could be spent on right now in life. The cost of living is so high. But I just wanted to take you on a little bit of a outdoor kind of adventure today. I'm at my favourite spot. Now I'll just pan the camera around in a second, give me 1 second. This spot here is one of my favourite spots to sit. So skint are the local authorities in the UK that this little fence here has been like this for, I don't know, probably 5 years at least. It's meant to be barriered off by these metal barriers, as you can see behind me. I'm in the garden of a 13th century monastery, I think it was, that has now been converted into like a little museum. Next to it you've got the local civic centre where the local councillors and stuff have their offices. There's a cafe, a library, internet access for people who maybe don't have it at home, and the remains of a play park. Did I say that the local authorities in the UK had no money? Because this is all that remains of the play park. But as you can see, it's a lovely vista. I'm going to show you that again. Wonder if we can see it in the haze. Wonder if I can zoom in. Over there is the city of Edinburgh, and right in the centre of your screen right now is the famous Arthur's Seat. Centre of your screen now. Can I zoom in anymore? Not anymore. But if I can keep it steady, right in your centre of your screen, that high point that's lower than the Arthur's Seat is Edinburgh Castle. And it's a little bit hazy today, unfortunately. Visibility is not so great, but you normally get a wonderful view of the city of Edinburgh from here. And I could not be happier sitting here. I'm sitting on a bench dedicated to a Barbara McDougal, God rest her soul, born on the 1st of September 1914, passed away 6th of March 1990. Goodness me, is that not today? Yeah, 35th anniversary of Ms McDougal's life, her death. But I'm sitting on the bench right now which celebrates her life. Now you won't be able to read the plaque because it'll be in mirror mode, I guess, There it's there. As you can see, this bench has been vandalised at some point in the past and has since been repaired, but not painted yet. That is the kind of thing that you see in the UK at the moment. Just a kind of crumbling infrastructure, from the more obvious things right down to the less obvious things. And I do wonder what this probably quite remarkable old lady would have thought of the decline of our country since 1990. Over there you can just see the top of the famous 4th Rail Bridge, which was finished in, I believe, 1890. The 4th bridge, the road bridge, which was finished in, I believe, 1964. And the Queensferry Crossing, the newest bridge across the 4th estuary, or the Firth of Forth. Firth in Scots just means estuary, river estuary. That was completed, I believe, in, goodness me, 2016 perhaps, but I may be wrong on that. This is the high street of the town that I live in times gone by. I wouldn't say it looks exactly the same now, but it's remarkably similar. That church there still stands. A lot of these buildings, that one still stands, I think. A lot of these are gone. It used to be a market square, and I was wrong earlier when I said that the monastery, the friary, is actually from the 14th century and the current building is from the 15th century. So I think I said 13th century earlier. This is the ancient royal borough of Inverkeithing in the region of Fife, and we're located about 10 miles from Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. This is our local war memorial, dedicated to all who fought and died in the First and Second World Wars especially. But all fallen servicemen from all wars are remembered, normally on the 11th of November each year. Now what's the bets that the likes of Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron, what's the bets that they would be nowhere near the front lines either then or now as they try to push an agenda that might see conscription, believe it or not. You see, the cretin Starmer has no cares for the people of this country. Oh no, no, no. 400,000 homeless, millions of people on waiting lists for NHS treatment, dental treatment, housing, an increasing joblessness rate. But that's okay. There seems to be billions and billions of pounds available for arming Zelensky, which to me does not sit right at all. Does not sit right at all. So this country's completely lost the plot. It's fallen down a loony left rabbit hole, of which I don't think it can gracefully climb back out of now. At least the USA people seem to have their priorities straight. No matter what you think of the Orange Man, that man at least has his people's best interests at heart at this present time. And you cannot say that for so many Western leaders at this time. You cannot say that. Hand on heart, you cannot say that. When they are prepared to send our men, women, our children presently, because you don't know how long this war's going to last. Could be my laddie, could be your laddie, could be your lassie, sent away to the east of Europe to fight and die in a war for absolutely jack shit. So consider that before you start parroting the opinions of these parasites. See, I don't know what the opinions are of my viewership, but I personally like peace. Mr. Zelensky, however, does not appear to want peace, never mind like it. By the way, did you know he dodged the draft 4 times? He got called up for the Ukrainian army, and 4 times he was posted missing. Look that up. I'm back in my gaff again, and I will be going back out soon because it's far too nice out there to be indoors. But I just wanted to quickly show you how I've been getting on with my little setup here. So this is the current state of play with my setup. Since the last time I showed you my setup in the thanks for subscribing video, when I reached, I think it was 1,500 subscribers, I've been a busy bee. It was a lot more messy before. I've tidied it up, I've managed my cables. I'll show you. Underneath here, i.e. where my feet go, there was a big multi-plug thing that was sitting right there before. And it was very unsightly, and it restricted the amount of feet space I had underneath, to be honest. So if you look really hard, it's a bit messy in the back, but you don't see it from any kind of reasonable angle. It all looks rather good to me. I've still got my existing microphone, my studio condenser microphone for music production. But new additions to the setup is a Rode microphone. Goodness me, what's it called again? I'm terrible with all this tech. I'll find out from the actual thing. Is it a Video Mic Go 2? I think it is. Yeah, it's a Video Mic Go 2. It retails for around about £100 and it's a shotgun mic. What I've found about this microphone is it's excellent at isolating your voice. It doesn't pick up a huge amount of background noise, which is perfect for where I live, where I have a mainline railway station behind me out the back of the property and a main road out the front of the property. These 2 lights were a pair from Amazon that were £25. So they're not the best, but they do the job, and they've got several different dimming settings. I think this is the brightest that it's on at the moment. The monitor, you may remember, if you've got a keen eye, if you're a returning viewer, was not on this stand before. So we've got the monitor on the stand, and oh, that's a gravity label. I must mention the microphone stand, which is a gravity weighted microphone stand with a flexi neck. It came with a rigid neck, but I like the flexi neck because it gives me a lot more scope for doing videos wherever I want in the house, because I'll probably not always do videos here. The last time I showed you my setup, I didn't actually show you very in depth, so I'm going to show you really in depth this time. I've just got into Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4. Now, believe me, I'm not very rich, but I'm also not poor. So my daughter has a PS5 and the portable PS. I got her that for her birthday, I think, the portable. So we've got some quite new video gaming equipment, but this is kind of my thing. The PS4 and the PS3. Got the iPad there. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for, but it looks nice, doesn't it? Now this is the beautiful thing. I want to show you what this is. This is a newer desktop live broadcast stand, and it has a place for a microphone, lighting, your smartphone, or anything that would fit in that gap, to be honest. You could probably pop a camera in there if it had the right dimensions. You can also unscrew that and pop lights on that instead. Currently I've got one light on the rig, another one's just freestanding. I tend to put my laptop here, although this laptop arm also has a is it Visa mount for your monitor, but I bought a standalone monitor stand, which is what I was going to show you before I showed you the gravity mic stand. So now it's all rather tidy. This boom arm for the microphone, it isn't really suitable because I'd have to pop it over the top of the monitor, which kind of works, but it gets in the way of the frame, and I'm most likely going to just continue using what I've got down there already, the weighted stand, and I'll probably put my studio condenser mic onto that from there, which is actually clamped down here and just runs across me. So down here we have a couple of Tannoy studio monitors, which I bought second hand from a guy in Newcastle. So I went all the way down to Newcastle, which is about 100 miles, because these were the ones I really wanted. And they're quite rare to get them in perfectly good condition second hand. So I paid £90 for them a few years ago when I was doing the music. And there's my 2-channel controller. In these drawers I'm keeping things like RGB lights. What else have I got? Another one of those sun lamps. Filters for those lights that I bought. Spare fittings and stands. Tripod stands. So that's quite a handy little drawer unit that I've actually had since I was a teenager. Used to be in my teenage bedroom. But they're just such a handy little drawer unit. And as you can see, it fits blooming perfectly into the lower shelf of my £5 second-hand black desk that originally I bought for my kids. But I ended up getting my kids better stuff than that. And having this kicking about spare, I thought, yeah, I'm going to set that up as my gaming area, which later turned into my intended YouTube mini studio. Over here we have the printer table. Now this was just an Amazon purchase, and it doesn't quite match because it wasn't meant to be here either. This was a later idea. But what's great about it is it has a double USB socket and a 240 volt 3-pin plug socket, and which I've got that running into my multi-plug into the mains. So there we have the USBs that run my lighting, and as you can see, here's the switch for the lighting, in which you can go dim it down or up. There's about 9 settings on it, so it's rather good for the money, I feel. We've got an Epson printer there, we've got an HP printer there. There's my PC stashed down there. So as you can see, it's all a rather compact setup. Probably 1 square metre. Maybe 1.5 metres long by about not even a metre really wide. It looks a little bit of a mess at the back, but trust me, it's a lot better now than what it was. I've tidied the cables up tremendously there. I've just wrapped the XLR cables round a wooden plank, like a wooden structural board, as part of the desk, which again, it looks really messy from this angle, but normally when you enter my house, you'll never see that. You'll never see that. Over there we've got my router, Bluetooth speaker, a little faux candle light, and that's the sunset lamp, which gives a little bit of a rainbow effect on that wall there. The purple effect that you're seeing comes from a UV plant light into one of my three fittings on the ceiling there, and it wasn't there before. It was in the right hand side one that's now a white light, because I was pointing it directly down at that plant. However, this plant grows bloody brilliantly and doesn't seem to need the full spectrum UV light. So yeah, this thing here I can thoroughly recommend. It comes on a base which is quite wide, as you can see down there. It's not just a square, it's a rectangle with two tightening knobs, 1, 2. So it's very, very, very secure, very sturdy, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with this. The beauty of this setup is if I'm here when the kids are in bed, I can pull it all out wider, give myself a bit more space. Let's just say I'm playing PS4, I'm mucking about on the PC, can pull that out there. And yeah, it's not entirely ideal, but it works really well for the space that I've got. So you don't need to spend a fortune, guys. I've talked for 10 minutes about this now, so I think that's enough. And this is just your sort of, I wouldn't say basic, but maybe not top end and not bottom end X-Rocker gaming chair, which is very comfortable indeed. So at the moment, troops, I am extremely happy with this little setup, and I've done one video from this setup so far and been pretty happy with the audio quality, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's been a godsend. I almost forgot to mention these RGB LED rechargeable lights. We've got one Andor W140 RGB and one small rig P96L RGB video light. Now one of these, I can't remember which one, came with its own tripod, the other one didn't. They're much of a muchness in terms of robustness. The small rig is a metal case, so it's slightly more robust than the Andor one. I believe the small rig one was a bit more expensive, but they're both about 35 to 40 pounds. And I think the small rig was more like 40 pounds. So I've not spent hellish much on this setup as yet. Maybe not quite 500 pounds. I think this thing, the multi-stand, was about 100, 110. The mic was about 100. The lights were 25. The main video lights. Then you can add about 70 onto that for them. I can't recall what else. Oh yeah, the mic stand. So the base and the original rigid neck came as a package, and the flexi neck was an extra purchase. Next on my list will be a camera, because I'm currently just using the webcam on my laptop. There's the foot from my ladder. This ladder's amazing, by the way. It's it can go in all kinds of shapes. A painter and decorator might like this ladder because you can set it up to work on stairs, you can use it as a platform. I've been using it to climb up on top of the box there, and I've been putting one of those RGB lights just sitting on top of the box, shining at the ceiling. Now these are all Hama bead creations by my kids. So we have all kinds of stuff there. There's a Nintendo, a paw print, an old school cassette tape, HMFC with a Ninja Turtle. I believe it's Leonardo. And there were other things stuck to the wall, but this wall isn't a very smooth surface, So blue tack and the Hama bead creations don't tend to mix very well. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this wall. I think I'll still have Hama bead creations on it, but I might arrange it slightly differently. Let's run through. We've got Lightning McQueen there. We've got some hearts, multicoloured heart, jungle heart, and a heart of Midlothian heart. We've got an LP, a guitar, some cows, more hearts, a Norwegian flag, a Greek flag, some Minecraft characters, more cows, more hearts, a bumblebee, a duck or a chicken, Yoshi, the South Park characters, Toad. Is that from Among Us? I'm not up on this stuff. Optimus Prime or a Minecraft. And there's actually a whole host more around the house. We've got Luigi that fell off the wall. I just keep PlayStation pads down here out of the way. A pink toad that fell off the wall. And a Spider-Man that came off the wall. But there's actually quite a lot of these Hama bead creations around this house, thanks to my incredibly brilliant artistic kids. A little insight into my retro gaming adventures. PS1, NES. I also have an Atari 2600 somewhere. A Spectrum 128K from the 80s. Now this desk is a little bit messy, so forgive me. I'm not quite sure how we're going to set it up. There should be more Hama bead creations in here. I don't know why I'm still holding this cigarette. I was smoking it on the way down the road and I haven't lit it again since. A little purple chicken, which is a bit of a standing joke. I play a slot game called Gritty Kitty sometimes. Haven't played it for months right enough. And one of the bonus games on that is an assassin spin, which I used to dub the purple chicken. Because I felt like every time I mentioned the name assassin spin, I would never get the bonus. But anyway kids, gambling's for entertainment purposes only, so don't get too heavily involved in it. This is an art desk for my kids. I've only got a litter tray there because I'm separating cats at the moment so they don't fight while I'm out. Otherwise that would be in the living room. But this is a decent desk for the girls to do their art with. There's even a mini ironing board, as you can see there. In fact, will that ruin the video? It might. I better go back to landscape. There's a mini ironing board, a desktop ironing board, so that the girls can create Hama bead art from this desk. So there we have it, troops. A little bit of an update about my setup. A little bit of background to what I'm all about on a sunny day like today. A little insight to my unsavoury yet logical and rational political opinions. And just a thank you for you guys. I appreciate you guys. Your support means the world to me, it really does. And the continued growth of my channel is a joy to behold for me. I'm working on another video, 2 videos actually at the moment. One of them is hopefully going to be my best one yet because I've been spending a lot of time on research, recording little clips for it and stuff. And yeah, I can't wait to present that to you guys. But I'm going to finish my cigarette out the window, maybe make a cup of tea, and I'm going back out into that glorious sunshine because it's oh so rare in Scotland, or actually the UK in general, but especially Scotland. It's hardly ever sunny, as you may be able to see from my skin complexion. Super white. But I do take a tan very well. I don't think I'm meant for these northern latitudes. I think south of Europe would suit me perfectly, where my hair would turn blonde again and my skin would be a lovely golden bronze. Thanks for watching. I am the evil Scotsman. which, by the way, I'm not really evil. It's just that when you're honest in the UK, that means you're a baddie. So it's a little bit of a play on words. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell for more content upcoming. And I'll see you all soon. Peace.